crazy with the heat. Credit is no good for notion salesmen.
Aboard, all aboard! Why not? What's the matter with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an annual salesman. Your firm give credit?
No, sir. Nor anybody else.
River City next!
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the cotton goods.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the nuggets and the beans and the bourbons. Cash for the hogshead, cash and diggington. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the flies. What do you talk? 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 Where do you get? What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk, you can bigger, you can talk. You can bigger, 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 you can talk, you can talk. You can talk, bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk all you want, but it's different than a lot.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. You gotta know the territory.
Why is the Model T Ford in the trouble with it? People want to go, want to hit, want to get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it? I'm the Model T at home. Ticket gamer at the store. At the Modern store. At the present day store. At the present day Modern departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it? You can talk, you can bigger, you can talk, you can bigger. You can talk, bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk all you want, but it's different than a lot.
No, it ain't. But you gotta know the territory.
It's the you need a biscuit in trouble. You need a with the crackers in a package in a package. The you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package. Made the Cracker Barrel obsolete. Cracker Barrel went out the window with the mail pouch of John by the store. Change the approach of a traveling salesman. Made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't. But you gotta know the territory.
Gone.
Go with the hogshead casket, big truck. Go with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel milk. And go with the tub and the pan on the tube.
Ever meet a fella by the name of Bill?
Just a minute.
Never heard any salesman Bill. Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
Looks a fella's line, never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or the Cracker Barrel being obsolete. Or the you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package. Or the Model T.
Just a minute.
Never worries about his line. Never worries about his line.
Or a dog doesn't think he's just a baby. Beat bell, ring, beat, call, break, go, never have to rip, roar, every time a bullseye say.
That's Professor Harold.
Nail. Tell us what's his line.
He's a banker and he doesn't know the territory.
What do you talk? He's a music man. He's a what? He's a music man. And he sells clarinets to the kids in the town. The big trombones and the rat-a-tat drums. Big brass bass. And the piccolo in uniforms too. The shiny gold braid. And a big red stripe.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. I know that these are traps. And you're there to choose on.
No, the fella sells bands. Boys bands. I don't know how he does it. But he lives like a king. And he does and he gathers and he plucks and he shines. And when the band dances, certainly boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. When the band dances, certainly boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir. But he doesn't know the territory.
River City. We've crossed the state line into Iowa. River City, population 2,212. Cigarettes illegal in this state.
All right, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
I never saw him in my life, but I know this much. He's given every one of us a black eye. Why? After he's worked the town over, the next salesman to arrive gets automatically tarred and feathered and brought out to the city limits on a rail. Well, you think that's funny? Well, wait till it happens to you. Your hair never grows back.
But why should he get run out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he has to guarantee to teach them kids to play.
Well,
And to form them kids in your band with himself as the leader.
what's wrong with that?
He don't know one note from another. That's what's wrong with that. You can't tell a bass drum from a pipe organ. I'll catch up with that swindler, tubing thimble rigger, and when I do, I'll squeal on him so loud.
Wow, you're mad, Charlie. You'd like to be around when you catch up with that fella.
Well, it won't be on this trip, not in Iowa. Even the great Professor Hill wouldn't try to sell them neck-bone Hawkeyes out here.
Boy! Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
I don't believe I cut your name.
I don't believe I dropped it.
You like to go around in your drawers all day.
And there I was, all laid up at Madison County Hospital, and nobody come to see me. Cousin Willie never come, and Bertha never come. Your Aunt Bertha's dead. She wouldn't have come anyway. We could be cold as a fall, we could alter in December. You ask about the weather in July, and we're so bad. We said, don't you know the story? It's on the Nancy House Yard.
I'm interested in a rig for Sunday, if you could accommodate me.
Then I expect you ought to see the man in charge of hiring rigs, who is late as usual.
Gregory! Marcel!
Yo, son of a gun, what? What's Frank?
Hill's the name. Professor Harold Hill.
What's Frank? What are you doing here? Why should let me know you was coming?
Didn't know I was myself. Besides, how'd I know you'd end up in a little cake town like this? You're a pretty big slicker when you're in business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you were. Besides, I got me a nice comfortable girl. Ethel Doppelmark. Boss's niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
So what's the new pitch? You're not back in the van business again. I heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
So give me the lowdown here, Marv.
Frank, you'll never get anywhere in the band business if you start Irish, right? Besides, we got a stuck-up music teacher who'll expose you before you get your grip on back.
Male or female?
Music teacher? She's a librarian. Female.
Perfect. That's just what I wanted to hear. Point her out to me if she passes by.
Well, I will. How are you going to start the pitch?
Same old way. First step will be to keep that music teacher off balance. Then my next step will be to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
River City isn't in any trouble.
I'll have to create some. I have to create a desperate need for a boys' band. You remember. Now what's new around here? What can I use?
Well, nothing. Except the billiard parlor's just put in a new pool table.
You mean they never had a pool table here before?
No, only billiards.
That'll do. I'll see you later, Mark. And remember, piano teacher.
Piano teacher.
Are you Mr. Dunlop?
Yes.
Either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a villain player. Telling my cross I'm always trying to say. I consider that the hours I spend with the cue in my hand are golden. Cultivate forces and a cool head and a keen eye. Did you ever take a try and give an ironclad leap to yourself from a tree rope? Build your shots. Just as I say, each judgment frames for church and scorn and bottom line getting my say that any boo. You take it, shove it, ball and talking. And I call that swamp. First big step on the road to the depths of degradation. First, medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, you're standing in line for money in a pitchback suit. And listen to somebody out of town Jasper. Here it's all about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome jock race, no, but a race where they sit down right on the horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on damn cat. Take your blood boil, well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 odds to the table. Odds that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B, and that rhymes with B, and that stands for fool. And all week long, your River City, you'll be frittering away. I say your young middle be frittering. Frittering away there, and you pass up like George on you. Hit the ball in the pocket. Never mind this dandelion. Full on screen door past the D-Space County. Never mind pumping any water to your tears and cause with a cistern empty on a Saturday night. That's trouble. It's got lots of trouble. They even the kids in the knickerbocker. Sure, now the other. You get in the pool hall when they're at school, you got trouble. Folks, right here in River City. Trouble with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for. Oh, I know all you folks are the right parents. I'm going to be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on with a loafing around that hall? Trying out feelers, trying out Cuban, trying out tailor-made, like cigarette leaves, and brag and all that. How they're going to cover up and telltale breath with sin said one fine night. They leave the pool hall, and you dance on your free liberty, and his garden women, and ragtime, shameless music that around your son, your daughter, in the arms of a juggle, animal hit, mass hysteria. Brains, the idle brain is the devil's playground. Trouble! Right here in River City. The capital T, and that rhymes with T, and that stands for pool. We surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Gotta figure out a way to get the young ones moral after school. Children's gonna have trouble. Mothers of River City. Heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib? As he started memorizing jokes from Captain Billy's whiz bang? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell, aha, and social old man. What's so, my friends? You got trouble. Right here in the city. The capital T, and that rhymes with T, and that stands for pool. We surely got trouble. Right here in the city. Remember the man, flame that drop in the golden pool. Oh, we got trouble. We're terrible trouble. 19, 15 numbers, all to the devil. We got trouble.
Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh,
I never saw him before.
did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now don't dawdle, Amaryllis. So do-la-re-ti me a little slower, and please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind me saying so, it wouldn't have hurt to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Excuse me for living, but I never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library is entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should you take advice from you? Even if you can't put balls like Shakespeare and all the mother highfalutin Greeks.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit, changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed the subject. I'm speaking of the strangers.
Strangers.
Okay, so maybe your very last chance.
Mama, do you think that I'd allow a common masher now? Really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about these terms, if you don't mind me saying so, there's not a man alive who could hope to measure up to that letter for one you can't find to know Webster. You can call it for yourself, but if you're Irish, not a nation, you're a stubborn, you're a library full of books.
Well, if that isn't the best I've ever heard,
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
may I have
May I have a drink, please?
this dear?
Oh, Winthrop, that's no way to walk into the house, darling. I'll have a kiss from me, boy. That lady over there's your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I'd especially like it if you come, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to her party. Going on.
No.
No, what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name?
He won't see him or Willis because of the S, because of his list.
We know all
It's a
about
shame.
this, Amaryllis. It's okay.
No, thank you, Errol. You're a real. You're a real. Why does he get so mad at people just because of lists?
It's not just because of his list, Amaryllis. Well, that's just part of it.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me, but I do him every night. I say good night to him, the evening star. If you don't say it the very second you see it, it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
There, darling, don't cry. You have lots of time. If not, Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never him, only like you. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Marian. Can I play my crosshand, please?
May I play my cross?
May I play my crosshand, please?
You may.
See, without a sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight to an evening star.
I know. For the time being, just say goodnight, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand, please.
Sleep tight, my someone, sleep
Shin for leading the singing. And to J.C. Squires for his fine stereo opticon slides. Oh, and to Ethel Toppelmeyer, our fine piano player. The piano. As Mayor of River City, I welcome you River citizens to the 4th of July exercises set up for the indoors here at Madison Gymnasium, account of the weather. 4 score! The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about the costumes, I suppose. Instead, my wife, your lady technician, will now present a patriotic greeting. Mrs. Shin will recover. No thanks to a certain young ruffian who is a disgrace to our fair city. 4 score! The Plains fireworks spectacle, last days of Pompeii, will take place provided the rain stops by 9:30. It'll be over to Madison Picnic Park in the far meadow across the creek from the pest house.
How can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
Sure did hear it. That's why we're all prepared for a storm. The Gazette is accurate most of the time, and you know it, J.C.
Yeah, but you wouldn't last very long in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
Well, no,
Now just a minute here. Let's have order!
Number 8's late again tonight.
I make her early.
Oh, she's late, all right.
She's right on time. What's the matter with your watch?
There's nothing wrong with my watch.
Will you members of the school board please stop bickering in public?
All in the world, I said.
Never mind! 4 score!
Here, the head pool table in town. Yeah, that's right, Bert.
Now just a minute here.
Well, it's a pool table, or isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with the exercises?
We don't want any more exercise until we get this pool table matter settled.
Let's protect our children. Resist sin, corruption. Fight that devil and keep our young boys pure. Folks, listen. May I have your attention, please? Your attention, please. I'm going to deal with this troubled friend with the wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize River City Boys Band. Oh, thank my friends, how could any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Remember my friends when a handful of drum players did to those famous fabled walls of Jericho? Oh, billiard parlor walls come tumbling down. Well, a band will do it, my friends. Oh yes, I say a boys band, do you hear me? I said River City's gonna have a boys band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Howard Hill's on hand. River City's gonna have a boys band. Sure as the Lord made little green apples, that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. You'll see the glimmer of crashing cymbals, and hear the thunder of rolling drums, and the shimmer of trumpets, ta-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric girl I once enjoyed. Wayne Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great Creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa. All came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like wheat. There were
is a spellbinder, I tell you. Well, I haven't seen our people get this excited since that night Frank Gotch and Strangler Lewis lay on the mat for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle. Never mind! I want his credentials! Grab that hoopah! Come on, split up Mr. Sheen.
Oh, thanks, Professor. I have to make an example of ringleader, you know. What he does, the gang does. Wait, let me go!
Wow, kid, ya, hanging around my oldest girl. His father's one of them day laborers south of town. You wow, kid, ya, tagging down Main Street after my oldest girl.
I wasn't either tagging.
Don't you contradict me.
We was just blocking the great harm.
You brought your friends out. I know what you was doing, my little Gracie singing. Now you stay away from my oldest girl. You're gonna hear from me till who laid the rest. Hill, I'm gonna talk to you about this band. Monday morning, over at City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp. Men, I want that spellbinder's credentials!
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boys.
But you don't know this kid, Professor. He's tough, and he's got a gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Ah, geez, Professor, that's for little kid.
Oh, I'm not talking about you playing in it. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Ever done anything with perpetual motion?
Nearly had it a couple times.
Oh, you did? Well, then you're my man. Do you realize that no one has ever invented a music holder for a marching piccolo player? Why, there's no place to hang the music.
Great, Hawk. I would have right to get some wire from.
Well, look in your cellar. That's where people keep wire. Oh, Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Now, Constable, I'll show you how to break up a game. Oh, young lady. Oh, miss. What's your name?
Zanita, I didn't have any idea you were expecting to me. God!
Zanita, do you know Tommy Giles?
Well,
Hey, Tommy, this is Zanita. Escort the young lady home.
only accepting I'm not going home. I have to go to the library. God!
Escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
Oh, you have to.
Yes, sir.
God!
Professor, you're a pretty bright young fella. You made a couple mistakes, though.
No?
Well, the mayor owns a billiard parlor and that new pool table.
Well, what was my other mistake?
Well, that's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Oh, just a minute, Professor Hill. We need your credentials. We're the school board.
Academic certificate.
Nothing of the kind. We need letters and papers.
Make him put up a bond.
You, come with me. Say ice cream.
Ice cream? But I don't sing, young man.
All right. Talk. Down here.
Ice cream.
Talk slow.
Ice cream.
You see, singing is only the same talking. Now you, sir.
Ice cream.
Now you, sir, right here. Ice cream. Now you, sir. Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of those men without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. They've hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
How can there be
any sin sincere? Where is the good in goodbye in goodbye? Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzle and mystify, tell me what can be fair in farewell, dear, while one single star shines above. How can there be any sin sincere? Aren't we sincerely? 'Tis, 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 'tis
caramels over at the hotel. and
Mr. Hill?
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Oh, I would know about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana. Gold medal class, about 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there, which may maybe give me some very interesting information about you.
Hey, Gregory!
Hey, Marcellus. Stop calling me Gregory.
So how'd you make out with the music teacher?
Scrumptious. It out of my hand the minute I tipped my hat.
She did? Boy, you sure cut a swath tonight. For a minute, even I thought you knew something about leading a band. Just like when you used to imitate that band concert fellow back in Joplin.
Yeah. Kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days. You just keep your eyes on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? But it only used to take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
Still does, but it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Oh no, Greg. You haven't had uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself off as a music professor. I mean, not for any 4 weeks.
Months.
But you don't know one note from another.
I have a revolutionary new method. It's called the think system, where you don't even bother with notes.
But in 4 weeks, the people will want to hear some music. You'll have to lead a band.
But when the uniforms arrive, they forget about everything else. At least long enough for me to collect and leave. Oh, this is a refined operation, my son, and I've got it timed right down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. Now, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Washburn.
Gotta line yourself up a little canoodling, huh?
Well...
Say, I can fix you up with Ethel's sister. Lovely girl. Teaches Sunday school.
No wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of girl spins webs no spider ever. Now listen, boy. A girl who trades on all that purity really wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle. No golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, or no Diana do I play fun. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss, half of ignorance being compared to bliss, but I spark, and I fizz for the lady who knows what time it is, and I cheer, and I rave for the virtue I'm too late to save. The side of a wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed blushy brothers, no baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No dewy young miss who keeps resisting all the time she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female? No, sir. Why, she's a fisherman, I'm the fish you see. I flinch, I shy when the last of the delicate air goes by, but I smile and I grin when the guy with a touch of sin walks in, and I hope and I pray for Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl's a girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
Eulalie Technician, our mayor's wife. Isn't it exciting, Eulalie?
Oh, I couldn't say. I could not say. I could not say at this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh, yes. I'm reticent.
Well, of course, Mrs. Shin, I understand. But you see, part of my plans include... No, wait, Mrs. Shin. Do that again. Your foot, the way you raised it just now.
I have a bunion there that bothers me.
Oh, what grace. What natural flow of rhythm. What expression of line and movement.
Mr. Hill,
You must accept the chairmanship for the ladies' auxiliary for the classic dance. Now mustn't she, ladies? Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, you speak still sorry. Will you say yes?
Eulalie McKechnie Shin. Oh, well, that is, dancing. I don't know, it's so fun.
Then you accept?
Yes, indeed. And I might say
Thank
that.
you. Now, the young lady who teaches piano, Marian Drew, I believe. After all, she is the librarian.
She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town. Till she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison, Madison Picnic Park, Madison Gymnasium, Madison Hospital. That? Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who would he think he was anyway?
Well, I should say. Show off. Get to town the library too, didn't he?
Well, that's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city. But he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That woman made brazen overtures.
It's all right, I know everything, and it doesn't make a bit of difference.
What are you talking about?
You were probably very young. Anyone can make a mistake.
What?
No explanations, no apologies, please. I'll only be in town a short while, and the sadder but wiser girl for me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
I have.
Well, what do you want to take out?
The librarian.
Quiet, please.
The librarian. Now listening, Marian. Look. Marian. Marbles. I think I'll drop him.
Oh.
Madam Librarian. What can I say? My dear, to catch your ear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, heaven help us. The library caught on fire, and the volunteer hose brigade had to whisper the news to Marian. Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, Madam jumble, and I busted my whatchamacallit. I could lie on your floor unnoticed, and my body had turned to Marian. Madam librarian. Now in the moonlight, a man could sing it in the moonlight. And a fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song. The moonlight, helping along. But when I try in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, madam librarian. Marian, it's a long lost cause. I can never win with the civilized world except as unforgivable sins. Ever talking out loud within the librarian, such as Marian. Madam librarian. I try. In here, to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, mad librarian. Marian, it's a long lost cause. I can never win. For the civilized world exists as unforgivable sin. Ever talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marian. Ladies Dance Committee meets Tuesday nights. Madam Librarian. Marian. Marshmallow? Well, Tommy, we had a pretty good morning. 11 cells out of 12 tries. I'll tell you what. It's almost noon, so why don't you go home and get you some dinner, and I'll try a couple by myself.
All right, goodbye, Professor.
Thanks, Tommy.
Just a minute here. Are you solicited? Why, you haven't got a license.
Why no, Mr. Mayor. I collect doorbells, and I find that this specimen has a unique tone quality that is most...
Flattery will not avail you. Solicited is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit. Why haven't you been down to City Hall with your references?
I must have just missed you. Oh no, Mr. Mayor, your hand.
What?
That spread of the little finger. It's hereditary.
Oh, it is? What does that mean?
It means that your son's little finger is perfectly positioned to operate the spit valve on a B-flat flugelhorn.
Oh. Is that good?
Good! It means that America has at last produced an artist who can flugel the minute waltz in only 50 seconds.
Do you know how I can get one of them horns?
Oh, just sign here. And that'll be $17 import,
Oh,
Dave.
yeah, of course. I just think I could have missed the whole thing if I hadn't been standing here and waiting. Just a minute. I haven't got any son. Why, you unscrupulous fool, No, that's not it. You unflappulous, You be down at City Hall with your by-God papers at 3 o'clock.
You mean this afternoon?
I couldn't make myself any plainer if I was a Quaker on his day off.
Why, yes, Mrs. Prue, your boy has the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso.
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
Why, if your boy has that same firm chin and the splendid cheek muscles, by George. Not that he could ever be really great, you understand.
Oh, in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, all the really great cornet players were Irish. O. Clark, O. Mendez, O. Klein,
But, Professor, we are Irish.
No, really. Then that settles it. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Now just sign here. Now, that'll be $7 earnest money. Fine. And of course, I'll need his measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Why, hello, son. Of course his uniform. And nothing more due until the first installment payable at the opening of band practice, which gives him 4 weeks to enjoy, to imagine, to anticipate, and at no cost whatsoever. Never let the demands of tomorrow to interfere with the pleasures and excitement of today.
Will it have
a stripe? Why, certainly a wide red stripe on each side. Now, what do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. If you get him to play in the band, you'll have St. Michael's own way with you. What if anyone can do it out that you can? Out of a crowd, I'd pick you for a hard-carrying, clay-pipe-smoking, shamrock-wearing, hard-pinching, moral, just Irishman. You got with me, Jarvis. Where you from, you boy?
It's Gary, Indiana.
I knew it. Gary, where did you say?
Gary, Indiana. That Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Was she now?
How do you do, Miss Peru?
How do you do?
Why, of course. Peru. I thought the name sounded familiar. I tried to see it since the other night.
She wants to put Winthrop in the band. You're not interested, Mama. But Marian, boy may have his father's musical gift. He does have to enjoy it all.
Well, your husband's musical. I'd like to talk to him.
Do you burst in on everyone's home like this, prying into personal affairs? We're not interested. But Marian...
And now that's 1 for and 1 against. Now why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
Oh. I'm sorry. But that's all the more reason why your brother should have something.
My brother is a 10-year-old problem child who can't understand why his father was taken away. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been burning about it for 2 years. That's your musical tricks. Why don't you go into some nice business with some nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Music, Trace, so Miss Marian, I get the feeling she likes the idea. Oh, a little cautious perhaps, but I admire that woman. Just keep me alive and I'll be back later in the week.
Oh, Professor, didn't you want the boys' uniforms? I made all those clothes. Let's see, a sleeve 21, a waist 18, crotch 14,
Fine, that's all I need. Evening, Wood Peru.
Oh, Professor Hill, you'll have to excuse Marian. She's not good.
Oh, don't worry about a thing. I'm sure at heart, she's as lovely as yourself. Evening.
Has he gone? He has. Hopefully not forever. Darling, don't you ever think of your future? Gary, conservatory class of all 5, not Arnold. Now, Mama. Surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, woman-chasing, traveling salesman who comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music is not in this particular case impressed me. All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the steel in one drawer and the flint in the other, you'll never strike much of a fire. Mama! Winthrop, I know you're there. Please go to the library and ask Miss Grubb to give you the book I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners. Do I have to? You won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down for you. Thank you, dear. Oh, what are you up to? What did you been eating books at this late hour of the night for? I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims. All right, darling, all right, I give up. But at your age, what kind of a white knight do you expect to come riding along? Well, I'm not waiting for Luke O'Brien who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library. He does? Or Ed Gamage in that buggy of his with a removable back seat. But neither am I waiting for a man in shining white armor.
Please
Meet you where?
At the footbridge.
You see, isn't that just what I said? Last time the lumberyard and now the footbridge? And where will you meet me after that? In the black hole of Calcutta? Eat God!
I only want to show you my invention.
What invention?
My invention for the marching piccolo player. It still has a couple minor flaws. Well, you see, whenever you keep it steady enough to hold the music steady, it cuts off all the circulation and you can't even wiggle your fingers. And meanwhile, you can go blind.
Tommy, it's Papa!
Is that the first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes, the very first thing I said, or I'll eat hay with the horse. Get that spellbinder's credentials I said, morning to Julie 4th, 19 and 12. And now look, my wife is off dancing at any and all hours instead of in the home. School board is seeing up, street and down alley instead of tending to city matters. My oldest girl is fooling around with some wild kid, and my business is falling so far off I can't even find a balance sheet.
Mayorship! I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
Is who?
His university.
Oh, I already know all about that. In fact, that's all you can ever get out. Your conservatory, class of art.
If you'll just take time to read a little bit about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look much further. It's on
He's just coming up from the detour!
Oh, likely story. Is this out of the day? Nonsense. The Wells Fargo.
Maybe it's a band instrument.
The band instruments.
I've got a bunch of baby sugar on my birthday.
And once I got some grapefruit from Grandma.
Yeah, that's a better cause.
Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be. Something very, very special now. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Don't let it pass by. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was coming for. The DA sends a cannon for the courthouse.
Manual each receive individual instruction in due course. In the meantime, stay out of the streets. Get acquainted with your instruments. And remember, think about the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. La-di-da.
Round one for you, but I've never heard since I got to grab that horn, quick forward, where I'm going to see you over at the grand jury of County Seat. Now, Miss Marian, about that book.
Oh, George, take this fugue.
You want your phraseology? Get along if you want to. I got to get something from the librarian about that book.
Ladies dance meetings Tuesday night at the high school.
Lovely, ladies, lovely. Now turn. Take the body with you.
It's you in the sunrise. It's you in my cup.
It's you all the way into town.
It's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up. And it's your got to go, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow, in all of my dreams, till once more the morning breaks through. What words
We'd rather do it in front of your back.
Do what? Oh, never mind.
You see, Zanita scared you, but I'm not. I should hate to have your own daughter scared of you, great hawk.
I'm gonna warn you once more. If I ever catch you touching my daughter, I'll by God horsewhip you till hell won't happen again.
Now, George,
Not one poop out of you, madam.
I think he means Pete.
Yes. And now, get out of this public building.
Well, I got as much right in this public building as anybody.
Right? How do you get me right around here? Aiding and abetting the swindling activities of this spellbinding symbol salesman? You know what I see written all over you? Reform school! Now get out of here, you wild kid!
Papa, please! It's Capulets like you make blood in the marketplace! Ignorant!
Watch your phraseology, young woman! Go home! You, Laylee!
Yes, George.
You tend to your dance.
My dance?
I'll handle Zanita. Taking up with wild kids from the wrong side of town.
Mr. Mayor, if I could just make you understand.
Well, you can't. By the way, thanks for nothing. I read that book you gave me cover to cover for a whole week and didn't find out a thing.
Mr. Mayor, if
And
you...
I'll settle your hash just as soon as I get these premises off my old skirt. Yes.
All right. But in the meantime, I want you to know I'm vouching for Tommy Gillis. Why, that boy's got the confidence of every kid in town. And you'll be standing in line waiting to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they'll have from tripping over their beards. Let me tell you something, my fine young feathered my feathered young Never mind! Oliver, Tracy, you are only. I want this man's references and I want them tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. He's slippery in a Mississippi sturgeon.
Do you mean you want us to get his credentials?
Get his papers or get him in jail. Couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a foot hook in a well water.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin has behaved abominably. I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Yes, it was.
Oh, no. Man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? A coward dies 1,000 deaths, the brave man only 500. Unfortunately, the mayor was already pretty upset on account of his pool table. Oh, and I suppose a recommendation from a musical authority like yourself would help, but I couldn't think of asking you to do something you would.
I'd be glad to. I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
Oh, it's cornet, mother of pearl keys.
I'm sure it's fine. But you see, he never touches it. Oh, the first week or so, he made a few, experimental blacks, I guess you'd say.
Yes, blacks.
And he sings the minuet in G-D-da almost constantly.
La-di-da, la-di-da.
Yes, but he never touches the cornet.
Well,
He tells me you told him it wasn't necessary.
Well,
He tells me about some think system. If he thinks the minuet in G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor, I don't
I'll
know
admit, think system is a revolutionary concept. So is Galileo's conception of the heavens, Columbus' conception of the globe, Bach's conception of the well-tempered clavichord. Yes, now I cannot discuss these things here in public, but if you'll allow me to call, when may I call?
Why any night this week?
Sorry, Professor, but we got our orders. We all been deputized.
Yes, congratulations. Now let's see. You know, I've been trying to give you fellas my references and credentials all week, but you always seem to get off the subject somehow. Now I have just what you need up in my hotel room. Just take me a minute, I'll be right back.
Afraid I'll have to go along with you.
Yes. Well, let me see if I have my key. Oh, what's this? A testimonial from Madame Marian, the only female bassoon player ever to travel on the Red Hat Circuit. Well, actually, she was from Moline. Lyda Rose Quackenbush.
Could I see that?
Oh, you'll never forget the name. Lyda Rose. Just like the old song. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in the sky. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose. About 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lyda Rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Lyda Rose, oh, won't you be my Lyda Rose, oh, Lyda Rose, oh, Lyda
yourself. A yes, a no. Fiddlesticks, just open your mouth and let it come out.
No, Mama.
Now nothing. If he ever comes to call on you again and you haven't got the gumption to tell him how you
Tell
feel,
him?
Well, you know there's nothing wrong with a little lady like you.
Mama,
Winthrop, where have you been?
fishing
Fishing?
with Harold.
You mean Professor Hill?
Mm-hmm. And look, I still have some milk left.
Did you have a good time?
Scrumptious. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. And he said he'd take me there someday. He also taught me a song that Holly has in the Exodus in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let's say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's the town that knew me well. If you like to have a wonderful explanation, how it happened upon the showing of inspiration, I would say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can right my face. Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. But Gary, Indiana, the home sweet home. If you like to have a wonderful explanation, now we'll happen upon the showing of inspiration. I would say without a moment of hesitation, there is one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. But Gary, Indiana, the home sweet home. I'll be back in a sec. I have to show Emerald my life frog.
Leave the dishes, Mama. I'll do them.
But don't you have to change for the sociable?
There's time later.
Shins live around here somewhere.
The Shin home is on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Crying. Oh, I see you're the piano teacher in town. Well, you must know about that fella Hill forming a boys' band here.
Yes.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. Swindling too big, dimple-rigger. That's why I got to see Shin. I'm just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. I wish it was 20. Sure would like to concentrate 5 minutes on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
The name's Charlie Cow, angel salesman. But just now, I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Cal, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake my old lady's corset cover. That fellow's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tube just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, and he's not gonna spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you? You didn't see through him? He's no more professor.
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director, and it's scholastic.
Now, wait a minute. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No,
But nothing, girly girl. He never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
If you'll just listen to me for a minute.
I'd like to. I'd like to do more than that if I had the time. I sure got the inclination. But I got to get back on that train, and I got to leave this dynamite for somebody on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. See you next time through.
You'll never make that train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I got to leave work, and I can see you ain't the one to leave with.
Just a minute, Mr. Cowell. You don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
No, I meant I don't know
Yes,
you.
I need more time.
I mean as well as I'd like to.
No trouble there, girly girl.
I never met this man who sells anvils before. It's something quite different.
It takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Angels have their limited appeal, you know. What am I doing? I miss that train, I'll get fired. I got to leave word about Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tin type. How do I know you delivered these letters?
Try me. There's your train. Now run for it.
Why, you double-dipping little... Who do you think you're protecting? That fella's got a gal in every county in Illinois, and he's taken away from every one of them. And that's 102 counties. That kind of piano teachers like you and cozies up to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you said the last of me, girly girl.
Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Light a rose, I'm home again, rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marian.
Good evening, Mrs. Prue. Miss Marian.
You and Marian come up and sit. I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, then I'll put some on.
Shall we come up and set, as your mother said? You did ask me to call.
Did I? I didn't mean anything.
Oh, Miss Marian, I'm not inferring that your invitation meant anything but academic enlightenment. The think system. I've been by a few times earlier in the week to explain it to you, but, well, it always seemed like there were people around. Mostly ladies, I thought.
Yes, Mrs. Squires and several of the ladies.
Well, I'm glad. Wouldn't want anybody beating my time. No, ma'am. Well, you wouldn't. Well, it's evidently not the convenient night. I'll see you at the sociable later.
Professor Hill, is it true that you've had 100... What I'm trying to say is...
Yes?
Is it true that you've developed a think system?
A what? A think system, yes, of course, a think system. It's actually very simple, simple as whistling. No one has to show you how to use your lips in whistling. You simply have to think a tune clearly here, and have it come out clearly here. Just try this yourself before you ask any questions.
I take your word.
Could we sit down?
For all music teachers as dense as I am,
All music teachers?
I dare say you need dozens, even 100.
Well, I have.
Have they all been as fascinated as I have with the think system?
Oh, well, some more, some less. One lady had already thought of the same system before I got to her town. She showed me a few refinements.
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Please, don't let me keep you, Professor. You must have many more important things to do than explain the think system to me.
I can't think of one.
And I must be very dull company of a man of your experience.
Now say, where did you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Well, one mustn't believe everything one hears. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me in a sure job so Mother and Winthrop and I could have some security. Surely you don't believe...
Well, of course not. But that's just what I'm saying. Why do you think people start those rumors?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy is what mostly starts rumors among traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Well, nothing about you personally, just generally.
Well, what have you heard generally?
Just that... But of course it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to... I mean, take you for instance. Your attentions to customers and music teachers might easily be misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, now honestly, mightn't they?
Why, of course.
And so if you say another salesman or someone were jealous, well, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
Oh, what?
Rumors and things.
Why, of course.
So it just proves you should never believe everything you hear. I mean, if you just discuss things.
Miss Marian, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? I mean, you do sit. Your knees do bend and all.
We can sit on the porch steps.
You could also sit on a large hollow log like a footbridge.
I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
I've got to dress for the social.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
I just can't. Please, some other time. Maybe tomorrow.
Oh, my dear little librarian. Pile up enough tomorrows and you'll find all you've collected is a lot of empty yesterdays. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
Oh, so would I.
Footbridge. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama! What? I just told Professor Hill I'm reading about the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory, the saints be praised, it works.
What does?
The think system. I've been using it out on you from the parlor.
screaming for music if those kids show up at the sociable.
Yeah?
Here's most of the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. He's trying to keep the kids together at least. Pretend to hold a practice over at the lumberyard.
What time's the train go?
9:40 from the junction.
Well, it's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, you want to turtle whirl around here and get yourself caught in a bunny trap. You go ahead.
I'll meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Just go. Miss Marian, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
Well, what I meant is, well, I'd say you're about 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fella.
If you want to know the truth, it almost took longer.
No?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Surely you don't think I've been selling you anything.
No, you've given me something.
Oh, I don't recall giving anything.
Oh, yes, you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came, and I'm glad. Oh, please don't be afraid that I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there have been many ports of call, and there will be many more. But that's no reason for me not to be grateful to you for what you will have left behind for me.
Marian, hi. There's a lot of things you don't know about me.
Great.
Excuse me. I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz, and, well, this could be it. Now what?
Who's the salesman here? Sounds like she's selling it, you're buying.
You're nuts. I didn't know I was going to be able to leave tonight. I told you I had to keep her off balance, didn't I? I told you
She's so far off balance you can't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane.
Listen, Buster Brown. I've come up through the ranks on this skirmish, and I'm not resigning without my commission.
But Greg, you can't get anywhere right out here on the footbridge.
There's a place over at Madison Park near the sociable. Makes this footbridge look like the old ladies' home. Now beat it. Go get the rig. Never a peaceful moment in the music business. And now then, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Yes. Well, we don't have to get into that just now, do we?
No. Or forever for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt like doing much research lately. But she did plenty when you first came here.
Oh? About what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, gold medal, class of Ot 5. Harold, there wasn't any conservatory in Ot 5.
There most certainly
Because
was.
the town wasn't even built till Ot 6. I'll see you at the sociable later.
You mean you knew all the time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came. I tore this page out of the Indiana Journal. It was originally intended to use against you. But now I give it to you with all my heart.
But if you knew, why, you little... Well, 110 cornets played the air. Then I modestly took my place as the one and only bass, and I oompawed up and down the square. With 110 cornets right behind.
Oh, starry, shining tonight and skies.
There were horns of every shape and sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be.
110 cornets played the air.
I wish I may and I wish I might. Now good night, my someone, good night.
Great! This guy's crazy! He's going all over town spilling everything about you!
I don't say I'm crazy. Missed my train, probably lost my job. But I got in now, Hill, and you'll pay. Be in the creek right now, hadn't been for that piano teacher. I told her all about you. What'd you do? Well, it gags me around till I couldn't get to shame. Little dried up man hungry.
Get out of here, I'll kill you, you dirty mouth.
You bully, you big blow off. I'll stay in this town till you get yours. Up, down, through, and sideways. Why, you never even knew the territory.
Great! Here's your stuff! The ring's in the alley! Go on!
Listen to this man.
You gullible green grass goat. Can't you get it through your heads that you're being swindled out of your IT right now? This minute, there's a burglar in the bedroom while you're fiddling in the parlor. I'm talking about Harold Hill, road agent, highwayman, pickpocket.
Pickpocket?
Same thing. He's had his hand in your wallet, mister. And yours, madam. And yours, little lady. Ever since the first moment he came to this town. There's more documented evidence than you'll ever have time to read. There isn't any band. There never has been any band, and there never will be any band. And if you don't hunt this man down right now like a mad dog, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town.
Now, will you believe me? Yeah!
What are we waiting for?
I want my money back.
Money back? I want his hide.
Yeah! Well, after him. And when you find him, bring him back to the schoolhouse. After him. Try down by the low road. Check by the creek. Try the bell back to the privy.
for you? I've been looking for Winthrop. Harold, he's run away. Please, no, please, Harold. They're even talking about tar and feathers.
I had to see you, Marian.
It's all right. Don't you know that? You don't owe me a word, not a word. Now, please go. Please, Harold.
Great! Oh, he's not anywhere over here. Try down by the creek.
Winthrop!
Hey, wait a minute here, son.
I'm not your thumb. Leave me go.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You wouldn't tell the truth anyways.
I would too.
Would not.
I would too. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty rotten crook?
Yes.
Let go of me.
Well, what's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? And I'm bigger than you, and you're going to get it all, so you might as well quit wiggling. Now, there's two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the start. That's why I wanted you in the band, so you quit moping around and feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
Well, I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Actually, the other thing isn't any of your business, now that I think of it.
I bet you never come to her thing.
No, you don't.
Victor? You believe him?
I believe everything he ever said.
But he promised it.
I know he promised us. And it all happened just like he said. The lights and the flags and the colors and the symbols.
Where's all that?
And the way every kid in this town looked and acted and walked around all summer, especially you. Does Mama wish she'd never come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, Winthrop. Now go, Harold, please.
Go on, Professor. Hurry up.
I can't go with it.
Why not?
For the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door. There was a love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all. Till there was you.
Great! They're here! That way! That way!
At this point. Rest assured, this snake in our bosom would have been misapprehended by this time. Yes. And always remember, fellow river citizens, I can only remind you that I did everything in my power to keep this dire happening from happening. Fourscore. I don't get all my back.
My professor's collected nearly $300 on uniforms just tonight.
Well, I told you.
My boys are just at the supper.
But fourscore and 4 minutes. Just a minute. Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution is cut down, Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those, as I have heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say their name.
Well, I should think some of you should be able to forget our everlasting, Iowa stubborn, chip on the shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful to him for what he's brought to River City. And if so, I think you'd want to admit it.
You are wasting a great deal of time here. If there's any person in this hall who does not think this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, let him stand up. You ladies sit down. And the rest of you standing there like a coat of Shropshire sheep. Have you people forgotten how you bought expensive uniforms, technical instruction manuals, and high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the guarantee and the warranty that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where's the band?
Think, man. Think.